Well, good evening. It's good to be here in London with Share Talk and to be able to present to you BigDish. We're a private company at the moment. We are not yet listed, but we soon shall be, and hopefully you'll be most interested to buy our shares when we come on the market. We operate within the food tech space, and food tech is a very hot investment sector right now. You can think of companies like Just Eat, that's done very well on the London markets, takeaway.com. There's other giant food delivery platforms like Deliveroo, Delivery Hero, that over the past few years have risen and become companies worth in the billions of pounds and billions of dollars. So BigDish is operating in a very hot space right now in the food tech space. And in order to build the next $1 billion or £1 billion food tech idea, it starts with a great idea, a great concept. And BigDish is different than the food delivery space. We operate in the yield management space, and simply our idea is connecting empty tables with hungry diners via time-based discounts, which is dynamic pricing. In other words, it's charging different prices at different times for the same product. So the space we're looking to disrupt is the dining discount cards that people pay for. In the UK, there's one called Taste Card. There's about 3 million people have one of those, where the consumer buys a card or is given a card and they can avail of certain discounts. We have a free product to the consumer and we monetize from the restaurant, and we are looking to disrupt that type of space. We also are disrupting the coupon and voucher market, where you think of Groupon or Voucher, where people will go online and prepay for a coupon and then take that coupon to a restaurant and get their discount. We have a much simpler platform and a much simpler idea than that. So yield management is what we do, and as I mentioned, it's a variable pricing strategy. And yield management first came around or became popular in the 1970s in the airline industry. American Airlines realized that when an aeroplane takes off with empty seats, an empty seat makes no money. It's pretty obvious, and the plane still has fixed costs like fuel, like staff, landing fees. So they realized that if they could charge different prices at different times for the same seat, they could optimize their revenue that they wouldn't otherwise have. So it transformed the airline industry, and of course the hotel industry quickly followed suit, and we saw platforms that emerge where people could book discounted hotel rooms at different prices based upon different times. BigDish is bringing yield management to the restaurant industry, which has been underutilized traditionally. And this is our big idea that we want to do, and duplicate the success of some of the platforms that have done this successfully in airlines and in hotels. We want to do it in restaurants. So the next thing that's needed if you want to create the next big food tech story is you need a great product. And we have invested significantly in building a world-class app, and it enjoys a very high rating in the App Store, and we have developed a product over the last year or so that makes it really, really easy for people to download, because it's free. It's easy to search and discover restaurants that will be of interest to you, and you are 3 taps away from making a booking at the restaurant of your choice and getting that reservation instantly confirmed. You then show up at the restaurant like you would normally do and get shown to your table, and you order your food, and when you ask for the bill, the discount is applied to the bill, and then you pay in the normal way. So for those that don't really like to reveal that they're dining on a discount, there's no card to show, there's no voucher to show, it's already taken off the bill. So we've developed a platform there that we've invested a lot of time and money to put together, and we've also put one for the restaurants. So when somebody makes a reservation at a restaurant, the restaurant also has an app that allows them to see all of the restaurant reservations that are coming in, and it also allows them to flag people that didn't show up, or if more people came than booked, or vice versa. And it also gives them some analytics about how successful and how popular their restaurant is and how we're bringing new diners to them. So that's the BigDish app. This is what BigDish looks like at a snapshot. One of the other things you need in order to build a huge food tech company, which is our ambition, is you need to have a big market opportunity. Currently, at the moment, we operate in 3 Southeast Asian cities, Manila, Philippines, Hong Kong, and Jakarta. And we've got a big social audience, we've got a large number of restaurant partners, and we're growing every single month. We have 25 employees at the moment, and we're about to step into another country, this country actually, as we are expanding our footprint. So the markets that we're in right now, huge markets. Why are we in Southeast Asia? Well, I live there, and that was why we started there. Rising consumer spending, huge growth in GDP, and one of the beneficiaries of this emerging market growth is consumer spending, and restaurants being one of them. So we're seeing strong growth, and we believe huge growth for us is going to be in Southeast Asia. So the sector we're in right now is pretty hot. TripAdvisor has been investing into the sector. They discovered a restaurant reservation platform in France called La Fourchette, The Fork, which they acquired for about $140 million. They acquired a reservation platform in Australia, and they invested it into a company in the same space that we're in, a $10 million investment recently. Most interestingly is Airbnb has stepped into the restaurant sector, and they led a $12 million round in a company called Resi. And so we're starting to see some very, very large tech companies make investments into early stage food tech companies. And so we're very excited about the prospects of the company, and we think we've got the next big food tech story. And last but not least, what is really important in building any kind of consumer tech business is you need to have a really, really great team. So I started the company, and a couple of years ago I met a guy called Joost Bora in the Philippines, and he was one of the first employees of a company called Compare Asia Group. Price comparison platforms, think of Money Supermarket, and Goldman Sachs had backed them, and he built products for them and led their Philippine expansion. And I brought him into the company to be the CEO of the company and to really develop our product and our business, and that's the reason why we have such a great product. Most recently, we beefed up our management team by adding one of the founding team members of Just Eat. Just Eat is a real success story, of course. I believe it floated at about a £2 billion market cap. I think it's about 5 billion at the moment. And we're very pleased that Henry was able to join us. And here's a guy who was with Just Eat from ground zero, took it all the way from nothing, and was part of that growth curve all the way up to over $1 billion. And he just recently joined us, literally about 6 weeks ago, as Chief Operating Officer of the company. And recently we also had an individual who was a founder of Play.com. Play.com was a top 5 UK e-commerce site at one time, doing $1 billion of annual revenues. And Simon Perret, the founder of that, has joined our company as a non-executive and an advisor to the company. So we believe BigDish is positioned to be the next big food tech story. We've got the product, we've got the team, we've got the market, and we're coming to listing in London very, very soon. And that is going to give us the firepower to really grow our markets and develop our business. So we're very excited about where we're going. So thank you very much.